Hello there, you're watching Talk Solent with me, Charlotte Briere-Edney, Sarah Ali Chowdhury and Mike Stratton are joining me on the sofa today. An Isle of Wight beach has been rated as one of the top beaches in the world by the Daily Mail newspaper. Compton Beach near Freshwater was praised for its sandy shores and seclusion. In fact, the top tip that the news, and here's a little picture of a family enjoying it there, bit of a stock image, and the top tip was to bring a picnic, as apparently it's so secluded and wild that there's not a restaurant in sight, which sounds delightful. Now, you live in Bournemouth, is that right? So there's a quite famous beach there. Do you go to the beach?
Yeah, I go to the beach all the time, even in the winter, even when it's snowing.
Yeah.
I love going to the beach. But my favourite beach is actually in Burton Bradstock, near Bridport, Freshwater Beach, where my parents have a caravan there, and it's a private, secluded area, really beautiful, and I think that's where they film Broadchurch as well.
Okay, and what about you, Mike? Do you get to the beach often?
I don't anymore.
Don't anymore. But you've been to Compton,
I have been to Compton Beach as a child, and I remember it as a child, and it is a really, really lovely beach. Sandy, surf, good for fishing. I remember fishing's changed so much over the years, but you see people on the beach bringing up black bream, like bringing up mackerel.
Wow.
And it's a very peaceful beach. Yeah, from what I can remember of it, I mean, it was 30, I'm showing my age now, 38 years ago.
About 5 years ago.
Yeah. Mentally, probably. But yeah, it was a nice beach to do barbecues and stuff.
And do you prefer beaches when they are sort of underdeveloped and wild, or do you like them when they've got, you know, a nice bar for a little drink or a cafe for a cup of tea? What do you prefer?
I don't know. I don't like pebbly beaches because they're a bit painful under the old feet. But I prefer a sandy beach. I think secluded is nice because you go to the beach because you want a bit of peace and quiet. I don't think, you know, where if you go on a beach and you can't move, is really getting any privacy or any really sort of fun time. Sit on the beach, hear someone's ghetto blaster going down the road, down 50 yards away. Well, okay, I'm showing my age, but you know,
someone's got their wireless speakers out.
They're Bluetooth speakers in their iPhone now. Their docking station. But you know, I think Isle of Wight, and I've said this about the Isle of Wight. I've said this so many times. One day I'm going to get shot for this. They are a bit primitive, but in things like that, that's not a bad thing.
No, absolutely. I do know what you mean when there's just no one else on the beach and it's just completely kind of how nature intended it to be, if that makes sense.
I think beaches portray their own picture as well. It's like when you go to Brighton Beach. I went there with my daughter a few years ago, and that had been, I think that was voted either the cleanest beach or one of the 10 cleanest beaches in the UK, and it was spotless. There wasn't so much as a bit of litter.
That's amazing, considering how busy and how many, you know, traders and fish and chips are there.
But I noticed people, and it even made me do it. I mean, I don't litter anyway, but I noticed people actually taking their litter and putting it in a bin rather than just leaving it on the beach.
Yeah.
Because it's voted one of the cleanest beaches, and I think each beach portrays its own picture. Go to Southsea Beach and...
People had pride in it then, didn't they? And what about you, Sarah? What kind of beach do you like?
Like a sandy beach. The secluded beach and the sort of nightlifey type scene, it all depends on who you're with. I find with my children I like to be in a sort of a more quiet sort of place, so you feel like it's safer. You can keep track of what's going on with your children. And I think if I'm with friends and sort of family, my brothers or whatever, I like to go to somewhere that's a bit more loud and stuff happening.
Party vibe.
Yeah, you've got the party vibe, no children, let's, you know, chill out.
So you're responsible for having your docking station and your iPhone and your Bluetooth.
Yeah, that's it. She's the one upwind from me.
Oh yeah, Bluetooth headphones now, isn't it?
And do you like going, because there's this thing about beaches, a little bit Marmite. Some people love them and love getting all sandy, and some people think, no, this is my nightmare, and I don't want to bring half the beach home with me, and I don't want to go in the sea at all because I'm scared of fish.
I am a bit of both. I love to be at the beach. What I can't stand is like when I mean, I don't mind the sand. I don't mind going on the sand if I'm actually there to be on the sand. But sometimes I do just go for a walk or a drive near the beach, and you'd get your children out and they go in the sand and they bring all this sand in your car and you're like, what? You just was there for a second, you know. And then they go in the house and they take the shoes off. It's like, great, moving now as well, not just the car, but the house as well. So I think it's a messy business, but I do love the beach.
Yeah, I think it's so great for kids, isn't it?
It's messy if you've got a dog.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I haven't got a dog.
yeah.
I haven't got a dog, but I've known a few people who have, and the dog straight in the water comes out, shakes himself off everywhere. It's normally in the car, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't have a dog. I don't have that problem.
I do, but I did. I was once with someone, and their family had dogs. And then when he went on holiday down in Cornwall, then there was the dog. There's just sand everywhere, and I think you just have to be those people that are just like,
oh well,
we're on holiday. It doesn't matter. It's just sand. So I think you just have to be chilled about it. Right. Okay. Let's move on. And staying with tourism, though, Sarah, you were a finalist in this year's Bournemouth Tourism Awards in the Rising Star category.
Yes.
So just tell us a bit about that and a bit about how it feels.
That is, for me, one of the most exciting things that's happened to me so far. I'm really delighted to be a finalist. You know, and I was presented with my certificate by Chris Jarvis from CBeebies. So
oh, wow.
Brilliant. Like, you know, it was just like a double whammy. Got to meet him and, you know, got given an award on stage. And there were quite a few of us. There were 9 contestants in total, and I think there were 4 finalists and 1 winner. And to be able to be a finalist in such a big competition, the first time I've ever been entered into anything like this anyway, and never won any sort of thing like that, it's absolutely wonderful feeling.
Oh, I mean, congratulations. It's absolutely amazing. And how important do you think awards like this are for places like Bournemouth that obviously, you know, rely quite a lot on tourism on the quiet?
Bournemouth tourism, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't have looked into, I don't know about how these sort of things work. And now, once you get nominated for something and you receive something like that, you start to understand just how important those are. For somebody like myself, and I think I speak for all the other people who were in the category of the Rising Star, to be recognised in that category, it means so much. You know, and Bournemouth tourism is huge. It's massive. You know, and to sort of get recognised for that category for all of us means it's just sort of stepping up, getting a little bit more recognised in the field that we're dealing with, and having that title as a Rising Star just makes me feel so much more about what there is left for me to do, what more I can go for. And sort of pushing myself
and looking ahead, definitely. What do you think of tourism awards and various? There always seem to be awards for this, awards for that.
I think they're really important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. You could be a Lady Ali Chowdhury, couldn't you?
Lady Ali Chowdhury.
You could end up Lady Ali Chowdhury.
Sounds good.
No, I think this. Just what you can do with achievements. I think awards are very, very important for tourism. I do. It's almost like giving restaurants and hotels a star rating. It's the same thing. It's very, very good for tourism.
Do you think it impacts on people when they're making decisions about where to go or what to do?
Oh, yeah.
Things like that. Because I mean, even this story about the beach, you know, potentially people could look at that and thought, oh, we hadn't.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't. Well, if I was looking for somewhere to go and stay overnight, I wouldn't go to a 2 or 3 star. I'd want to go for a 4. I would never go for a 5 because it'd be out my price bracket. I don't get paid enough. But a 4, you know, I'd want to go at least a 4 star. And yeah, it does. I think it has a massive impact on tourism awards.
And the other thing that you're involved with, staying again with tourism, is
Yes.
promoting tourism, Sarah, between the UK and Nepal.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that.
Okay, so I am the PR ambassador for the UK Nepal Friendship Society, and we're just sort of bringing, I guess, to people's attention a bit more about Nepal, because as you know, in April 2015 they had an earthquake that hit there, and a lot of people were affected.
Quite a big one,
yeah, and it was terrible. I mean, such a beautiful land left in devastating condition, and all those children and families are destroyed and so on. And it's been a while, and they've had help, and they've sort of rebuilt so much, and it's, you know, it was an absolutely stunning place anyway, in the hills, and it was so much beauty. Something that people should be sort of putting on their list as one of their destinations. Because we always hear about people going to, I don't know, let's say India, or they go into Goa or anywhere like that. You know, they should be looking at Nepal now, because they've had a lot of a lot of help to redevelop the land and you know, sort of appeal to people who may be looking at travelling.
So it's kind of in the Himalayas, is that right?
That's
Explain
right,
to us where it is.
Yeah, it is in the Himalayas.
And it's kind of northern India, is that
That's
right?
right, yes.
Am I getting it wrong? And
Yeah.
Mike, is that somewhere that you'd be interested in going?
I'm rubbish at geography, but yeah, I think that would be. I'm assuming the tourism would be good for their economy as well at the moment. Help fund
Yeah.
the regrowth and rebuild.
Regrowth and redevelopment, absolutely.
I've said to so many people, I'd love to go to India,
Yeah.
but I probably wouldn't want to come home again. Seriously,
I mean, we would miss you on the show, so, but obviously that's not a reason to
You
not
could
go.
always come over there.
modern technology, you can Bluetooth
Talk
it.
India.
Just Bluetooth it, just Bluetooth it, or Skype it. Yeah, no, I wouldn't mind going over to India. I've never,
Yeah.
I've only, I'm a bit of a lightweight when it comes to travel. I've only ever been out the UK once in my whole life, and I went to Turkey, and that was 10 years ago, and I absolutely loved it over there. But I'd love to go to India. I wouldn't go to Turkey now.
No, because you'd be concerned about the political situation, or because
Yeah.
you've
No,
already
because
been
you'll
and
be
you've
going
done
to
that.
Nepal.
Oh, right, 'cause he's got another trip planned.
I would be concerned about the political situation over there. But when I went over there, I had a whale of a time. I think they were really friendly. But
Yeah.
India's definitely on my bucket list.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We could go to Nepal at the same
Yeah,
time. There you go.
definitely.
Not far away in the grand scheme of
I
things.
attended the inaugural ceremony recently for the 200 years celebration of Nepal, and met some amazing people there. And I'm just dying to go there in October. Just absolutely dying to go there and you know, see all see all the beauty, taste the food. Looking forward to learning some new recipes as well.
How large is your suitcase?
No, I'm bag seeing that. I just momentarily lost concentration as Richard was telling me it's the end of the show. What I wanted to say is, was there space for me in your bag?
Well, look, we'll all speak on this next time. I'm sure there's space for you as well.
It would be Sarah and the world's biggest suitcase. Listen, Mike, Sarah, thank you so much for coming in and joining me on Talk Solent. It's been fantastic talking to you about all those things. Don't forget, if there's something you want to share with us, talk@thatsolent.com is our email, or you can tweet us using the hashtag TalkSolent. But that's all for today. Don't forget, Talk Solent is back at the same time next week.